Jimmy, stop! Give it back! That's my doll. I was just feeding her. She's my baby. You can't just take her.
I'm bigger, Erika. I wanted it, so I took it. It's called survival of the fittest. Whoever is fast and strong gets the best toys. That's just how the world works. Even the big kids at school say so.
But I was playing with it first. It's not fair. Being strong doesn't give you the right to be a bully.
Jemmy, Erika, please come over here. Jemmy, those words you just used, the strong take what they want, do you know that those very words almost wiped out every living thing on Earth a long time ago?
Really, Nanny? But it's just a toy.
It starts with a toy, Jimmy, but it ends with a broken world. Sit with me on the bench, both of you. I want to tell you about a time called the generation of the flood. It was a time of total chaos where people forgot how to be kind and only cared about being strong. Imagine a world where there are no please or thank you. A world where if a person sees a beautiful coat someone else is wearing, they just rip it off their back. If they see a house they like, they push the family out. They called it Chamas, which means violence and robbery everywhere. Even the sons of God, the mighty giants of that time, were the worst of all. They used their great height and strength to snatch whatever they wanted.
That sounds scary, Nanny. Weren't people afraid to go outside?
They were, Erika. The world became a dark and scary place. And God looked down and was so sad. The Torah tells us he was pained to his heart. He had created a beautiful world for kindness, and instead it was filled with hatred. He decided he had to wash the world clean and start over. But in all that darkness, there was one tiny light, a man named Noah and his wife, Naamah.
Did they have to fight the giants?
No, Jimmy, they fought with kindness. Noah was righteous and pure. While everyone else was busy stealing, Noah was busy being honest. While everyone else was being cruel, Naamah, whose name means pleasant, was being helpful and sweet. They were the only ones God could trust to build a new world. God gave Noah a mission that seemed impossible. He said, build an ark. And this wasn't just a little boat, Jimmy. It was a massive 3-story building made of wood. God gave him exact measurements, 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high.
Wait, Nanny, how big is a cubit again? Is it bigger than my ruler?
Much bigger. A cubit is the length from your elbow to the tip of your fingers. Think about it, 300 of those. It was longer than a football field and a half, and as tall as a modern building. Noah and his 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, worked on it for many, many years. They used gopher wood and coated every inch with black, sticky tar called pitch to keep the water out. They built 3 floors, tactium, shenium, and silicium, a bottom floor for waste, a middle floor for animals, and a top floor for the people and the food.
Did the neighbors help them?
Oh no, the neighbors were the worst part. They stood around laughing and mocking. "Hey, crazy Noah," they would shout. "Why are you building a giant ship in the middle of the dry land? There's no water here." But Noah didn't yell back. He would stop hammering, wipe the sweat from his forehead, and say, "Please, change your ways. Stop stealing. Be kind. The flood is coming." But they just laughed harder and went back to their Hamas.
Whoa, Nanny, I can hear them. Is that a lion?
Yes, Jimmy. Can you imagine the sight? Noah was exactly 600 years old when the work was finally done. And then the miracle began. The animals started arriving from every corner of the earth. They didn't need to be chased, they just came. From the pure animals, the ones that are gentle, like sheep, cows, and deer, Noah took 7 pairs of each, 7 males and 7 females.
Why 7?
Because they were extra special for the world that would come after. But from the other animals, the lions, the bears, the elephants, he took 2 pairs. And don't forget the sky, Erika. Thousands and thousands of birds. Eagles, tiny sparrows, colorful parrots, and gentle doves. They came in groups of 7, flying right through the small window of the ark, the special window at the top of the ark. The sky was filled with feathers, and the ground was filled with paws and hooves. All of them, including the insects and crawling things, found their place in the 3 floors of the ark.
But Nanny, it's so crowded. If all those animals and birds are in there, what will they eat? Won't they get hungry and start fighting? Won't the lion look at the sheep and think it's lunchtime?
That was the most incredible part of Noah's mission, Erika. God told him, "Gather to you every kind of food that is eaten." Noah and Naamah had to become the world's first giant grocery store managers. For years, while they were building, they were also collecting. Imagine the top floor. It was filled with baskets, jars, and sacks. Noah gathered dry hay for the horses and donkeys. He gathered huge piles of bananas and nuts for the monkeys. He found berries for the bears, and even special honey for the bees.
That's a lot of work. Did he have to find food for the birds too?
Yes, thousands of bags of tiny seeds and grains for the birds. He had to know exactly what every creature liked. He didn't ask, "Why do I have to serve them?" He just did it. As God commanded him, so he did. He and his family spent their days making sure that every mouth, from the giant elephant to the tiny ant, had exactly what it needed to stay healthy and happy during the long journey. When Noah was 600 and everyone was inside, God shut the door. And then the windows of heaven opened. For 40 days and 40 nights, the rain didn't stop. The world was covered in water. The ark began to float higher and higher. But then a strange sound was heard. Knock, 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 against the thick wooden side of the ark.
Who could be knocking in the middle of a flood?
It was Og, the king of Bashan. He was a giant, so tall that even when the water covered the hills, it only reached his knees. But he was terrified of the waves. He begged Noah, "Please save me. I will be your helper forever." Noah was a man of such kindness that even though the ark was full, he couldn't leave Og behind. He drilled a small hole in the side, and every single day he handed Og a giant loaf of bread. Og sat on one of the ladders on the outside of the ark, riding through the storm like he was on a giant wooden whale. Because of a miracle, the water right next to the ark stayed cool and calm just for him. For 40 days there was chaos outside, but inside the ark there was peace. Noah didn't snatch, he didn't steal, and he didn't use his power to hurt. He used his hands to build and to feed. He did exactly what God asked him to do, and that is what saved the world. So Jimmy, what do you think now about being the strongest?
I think I'd rather be like Noah. He was strong, but he used it to take care of everyone, even the giant.
Me too. Jimmy, let's go use the blocks to build the 3 floors. I'll go get the toy animals and we can pretend to feed them.
Okay, And I'll make sure the lion has plenty of pretend grass so he doesn't bother the sheep.
Message to our listeners. Thank you for listening to Nanny Rachel's Torah Tales. We hope you enjoyed this journey into Noah's Ark. We have a special mission for you today. If you know someone who needs a little extra kindness or a good story, please share this episode with them. Let's spread Noah's light together. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you never miss an episode. See you next time when the rain stops and a beautiful rainbow appears in the sky. Goodbye.